Hi everybody, it's Linda with Joyful Makes and Finds, and I am back with a new journal to show you. It is a full-sized Reader's Digest condensed book cover journal that I think is just beautiful. I did very little decorating because I just thought this was just so pretty. It has a butterfly. It has a sunflower theme, so it's kind of a late summer journal, and it could certainly go into fall as well. And I made this little tassel here. It's got some beads and some really interesting, this was a huge paper and fabric wrapped bead and some sunflower fabrics and laces and things like that. I made it, put it on a bulb pin so you can put it on the spine. And I left an option for the spine. I did not cover it because I just loved it. I thought it looked like sunflowers or bumblebees or a yellow jacket, or I just thought it was so pretty. I am including some lace that almost looks like it has sunflowers on it that if you wanted to, you could attach to the spine if you're not thrilled with the look of the bare spine. So anyway, so lots of options with this journal. So let's get inside and take a look at it. This is a wonderful piece. It's cross-stitched, very intricate cross-stitch that I found at a estate sale. And it was the inspiration for this journal. And then when I realized I had this Reader's Digest book, well, I had to just get started. I couldn't even stand it. Just perfect. And then I had this wonderful bumblebee vintage button in my collection, so I thought I would do a hair tie and vintage button closure. Okay, let's take a look. It's got 2 signatures. This front page, look how beautiful this the front page spreads are here. This book is from 1976. I put a little fabric pocket here, and this is the button tag that I handmade that has, well, it doesn't yet. There's one thing I forgot to do. This will be covered with paper, and it'll have my signature on the bottom. So it can be used as a journal card, or you can just keep it in the front pocket, and it'll have Handmade with Love by Linda and the year and such, and it's got the little buttons on the inside. Okay. So I preserved this, and I just love it. This is one of my favorite colors for some reason. It never used to be, but I sure am drawn to it now. And this is some Tim Holtz paper that I used for the front cover of the first signature. This is a ruffle I made. And in this, tucked in here, is a piece of vintage stationery. Okay, some scrapbook paper here. A couple of tags. I used one kit, and it was, Timeless Sunflower, maybe? I'll link it in the description box. And then this is, I used some sari silk for these little toppers here. Some coffee dyed paper. This is from the kit. I just love the really pretty yet muted colors. This is a little flip out tuck spot that you can journal in. This is from the kit. And then I tucked in this just beautiful writing paper. This was just some paper I had in my, no, this was a digital, I think. I'm not sure where it's from, but I'll credit it if I can find it. But I just thought these greens looked great together. It's a coloring page on the back. This is a page from a vintage sewing book. Some of my favorite vintage banana fiber paper. Piece of a vintage ledger, a Mary Englebright greeting card, She's got some sunflowers on there. This is one of my favorite images. And then a little pocket back here with a little vintage postcard that I made into a journaling card. It's a copy, not an original. And a little short page here. This is a page from one of my gardening books that is the sunflower. A doily. This is a little paper bag, and it's got a little faux image of a, or an image of a granny square that looks like a sunflower. And inside is a tea bag, a lady gray. Oh. And then this, there we go. Just clips on there. Okay. And then this is some music, blank music paper. This is a page from a lettering book, and I lined, it's old, so I lined the spine with some sunflower themed washi tape. This is from the digital. This is the center of the first signature, and I put some beads and a sunflower charm on the signature ties. I don't know if you can see those well or not. Okay. And the back sides of all of those signature pages. It's a recipe card there with the pretty yellows and greens. This is a fold out for journaling. You could also glue it and use it as a pocket, glue the edges down. So I kind of left some options here in this journal. This is a vintage kind of player's score tag that I added some pretty thread to the top of. This is the back side, actually, of that Mary Engelbreit card. The back side of this vintage sewing book page. The coloring page. This is another fold-out tuck on this side. So you can do some kind of hidden journaling there. And then this is another writing page for more journaling. I just tucked that right in there. Okay. And then another pocket here with two more of those gorgeous tags and toppers. This is some hand-dyed seam binding. And then in this last signature pocket here, I just created with this adorable image, just a little open up journal card made out of a jumbo index card. Okay, this is between the two signatures, and I used another Tim Holtz paper for the cover of the second signature. And then just used a little tuck here and made a couple easy pieces of ephemera here and some fun tickets. It's another vintage ledger, and it's got a vintage recipe card tucked in there. Another page from the digital. Another fold-out page for journaling that could again be glued down and used as a pocket, just depending on what you do. Do you do more writing in your journal, or do you do more, tucking in of lists and your own pages? It's just some writing paper here. This is my sister's digital from her Etsy shop, and it's listed in the description box below. Another little short that's a blank music paper and some writing paper. This is a page from a stitching book, hand stitching book, vintage music page. And again, it's old and fragile, so I reinforced the spine with some sunflower washi. And I like the title of this song, Happy and Light. It's what I like to think of when I think of sunflowers and the end of summer. Okay, and then this is a tuck here and a copy of a vintage postcard. This might be from the Graphics Fairy. I can't quite remember. It's a pretty image there. And then this, of course, is a over-the-page envelope that creates this tuck spot on this side, and then on this side is an envelope, and I just tuck some pretty writing paper in there. And then you can do more journaling here. You can create pockets. I did leave some absolutely blank area so that you could do your own creating. This is some vintage children's ledger. I've used a lot of just modern vintage ledger from like the Dollar Tree, but I just found an entire ream of very vintage children's handwriting paper, and I am listing some of this in my Etsy shop if you're interested. It is wonderful, and you can, I didn't realize what a difference there is between the vintage children's ledger paper and the stuff I've been getting at the Dollar Tree, but it just feels really fibrous, and the printing on there is just different. It's just fun. Anyway, and this is the center of the second signature, and I actually sewed this wonderful business envelope into the center of the signature. And we belong to the Missouri Botanical Gardens, which if you ever come to the St. Louis area is definitely a place to see if you like gardens. It's huge and amazing. And they send out the prettiest mailings, and I always love to include them in my journals. And I thought this one was perfect for this journal. Excuse me. And I just tucked in a blank alteration tag in here. And I put a little image in there so that it looks pretty even if you remove the tag. And then on this side, I just included a vintage flashcard, children's flashcard. Okay, and then I created 2 pockets from fabric and sewed them. And in this front pocket, I just put this, it's a little, it's a sticker, and you can put it in the front of your, in the front of a book and put your name on it. It's kind of a, what do you call those? Like a book label. Can't think of the right word, but I absolutely love this quote that's on here. And I just found a little box of these at an estate sale, and I was excited to put them in my journals. And then back here is just a little, oh, it goes this way, a little flippy notepad in this back pocket here. So this pocket is the length of the page, so you can certainly put tall tags or full-size journaling papers or something in there if you'd like. And the back sides of the signatures here again is another little flip out that either you can journal or you can adhere these down and use it as a pocket. I wanted to leave that option. Back side of the music paper and of the hand stitching pattern. Lots of writing room here, or decorating, whichever you tend to do in your journals. My sister's digital. This is a multi-way pocket that I just tucked some fun tags in. And these two have the sari silk toppers and just a little ticket tag there and just a little cluster on the bottom. Oh, and this is also, whoops, sorry. This is also a pocket back here. So this has room for more than what's in there. Okay, and then there's a little pocket on this ledger paper here, and just a little journal card. And then this is a tuck spot here that I made with this little fairy among the sunflowers. I've got a little glitter on her wings. I don't know if you can see her very well. And then I just altered this guest check, which you can use for journaling. And then this is the back page. And there is another pocket in the very back. Right now there's nothing in it. I also think I failed to show you the center of the signature. I was so busy talking about the envelope that I wanted to make sure I showed you that they also have, the signature ties also have some great beads and charm on there as well. Okay, and then this is the back of the book, totally undecorated, untouched, so pretty. And this closure tag there, and then as I said, it comes with this really pretty, unique tassel. I just pulled out some elements from my embellishments in my bead box that I thought would go, and this will come with it, as well as this trim will come with it. It'll be in the baggie of goodies, and it can be placed on the side of the journal if you want to, or you could do whatever you wanted to, or just leave it like it is. I just really liked it. And then of course you'll get a baggie full of offcuts and fabric pieces, and it even has a good, probably 6-inch piece of the ruffle that I made as well. So lots of options, and a little sunflower button in there and things like that. So you'll get this as well. So this is the Sunflower Journal, and it is currently listed in my Etsy shop, Joyful Makes and Finds. There is a link to the listing for the journal in the description box, so you can go right to that if you are interested in finding out more about it. And this month, today is August 1st, and this month in my shop, it's kind of a back to school month. So I'm listing some back to school items. I have put on sale everything made out of paper, which includes journals. The other journals that are still in my shop are included in that sale. And journaling supplies and ephemera and anything like office related, all of the books. I have a good selection of things like pattern books and children's books and school ledgers and fun things like that to make journals from. So all of those things are on sale in my shop as well in the month of August, so take a peek. And I ask you to leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're interested in the things that I make and offer. And I thank you, as always, for every minute that you spend with me. It means so much to me, as well as your comments. I absolutely love when you leave a comment, even if it's to say hi. And that's it. I will see you soon with a new project. Have a wonderful day. Sending you all love. Bye-bye.